Hi guys, Mgtalkssport here. Welcome to Season 2, Episode 4. Today, I'm joined by Dane Haylett-Petty, current Wallabies fullback, Melbourne Rebels captain, and formerly played for Tokyo in Japan's top league and also the Western Force. I hope you guys enjoyed today's podcast with Dane Haylett-Petty. He's in Perth and I'm in Brisbane, and we're talking over Zoom. Hope you guys enjoy. Just remember to follow me on YouTube at Mgtalkssport and also my podcast at anchor.fm/mgtalksports. Also, my blog is mgtalksports.com. Thanks for listening, guys. Hope you enjoy. What did you want to be when you were growing up?
So I always wanted to be a professional sportsman. I found a piece of homework, or my mum found a piece of homework from when I was 10 years old, and I just moved to Australia from South Africa, and I dreamed of being a professional cricketer. I wanted to play for South Africa.
Yeah.
So obviously, as the years went on, the sport changed, and so did the country. But the goal or the dream of playing professional sport, that was always the dream, and obviously lucky enough to be able to do that still.
Yeah. What age were you aspiring to do that from?
I think, well, that's as far back as I probably remember from 10 years old. I don't know if I ever, I suppose, as I got older, I didn't know if I was capable of doing it, and then my last year of school, got an opportunity with the Western Force, who gave me a contract and basically a chance to try and prove myself. And I've been working away ever since to try and, I suppose, be as good as I can be.
Yeah. How would your oldest friend describe you?
I think driven. I think right from the beginning of when I put my mind to something, I work really hard at it, and loyal. I think I'm a loyal friend, and I've got some really good friends, some loyal friends that are good to me too.
What are you most proud of in general life? Or footy?
So not or footy? Okay. Yeah. Probably in footy, I think I've been resilient. There's been a couple times where I've had some lows in my career. I've been playing this is my 13th year now, so quite a long time, and I've had some low points, with a lot of it probably around injury and struggling with injury, and I've probably come close a couple times to wanting to walk away, but I've always stuck at it and found, I suppose, refound that love for it and the drive, and stuck at it, kept learning lessons along the way, and kept enjoying myself.
On injury, how do you handle hard times, like during this period, and injuries coming back from that?
I think what I've probably learnt is, those times, especially injury, there's always something you can get better at. So there's always I suppose in those dark times, there's always like an opportunity there. And so I try, and whenever I've had an injury, whenever I've had a surgery or something, I've tried to pick something that I can work on, so I know I can come back at some point and be a better player. And I think that's what I'm trying to do at the moment. Is not often in your career do you get a couple months where you can work on your body or work on your mind and pick something to come back a better rugby player.
Yeah.
So, I think that's probably the main thing.
After the injuries, have you come back to be a better rugby player most of the time?
Yeah, definitely. I think I still think I'm getting better. I feel like I've probably, as the years have gone on, I've become more and more professional. And I think I work smarter now rather than harder all the time. Always looking to learn lessons and find a better way of doing things. I still think that I'm learning. I still think that I'm growing and improving different skills, looking for different parts of my game that I can improve on. and yeah, working smarter along the way.
Yeah. Was it hard moving from South Africa?
Um, I suppose it was a challenge. At the time, it probably felt hard, but in hindsight, it didn't take too long to settle into Australia. Made some friends really easily, and then in hindsight, it's the best thing that my parents ever did for me. They obviously made a big sacrifice to bring up my family to Australia, and now Australia has given my family so many opportunities. We really are lucky to live in this country. So since then, I've moved a couple more times, and it's always been a little bit of a challenge. It pushes you outside of your comfort zone, but something good's always come out of that. Some of the best friends I've made are people living around the world where, if I hadn't been pushed outside my comfort zone, I might not have really got to know them and really experienced the things that I have experienced. So a lot of the good has come from being just uncomfortable.
Yeah. Also on moving, was it a difficult decision to move from the Force to the Rebels when they were no longer a part of the Super Rugby?
I think that it was definitely a challenging time, but in terms of decisions, I didn't really have a decision to make. The Force got cut, and I basically had no choice but to find a new rugby team.
Yeah.
So it's obviously a challenging time, but I suppose from experience, I'd already done that multiple times. I'd moved to France, I'd moved to Japan, I'd moved back to Perth. So I had experience in moving, and I knew that, like I said, something good always comes of the bad experiences. So yeah.
How's it been playing for the Rebels and captaining the team?
I'm loving playing rugby in Melbourne. We've got a great group of boys. No egos. Everyone's working really hard, and everyone's just keen to keep getting better. So I'm really enjoying that, and I'm enjoying the challenge of being a captain. And it's like any other skill, looking for ways to keep trying to get better. And some things work and some things don't work, and you learn along the way. And but yeah, so I suppose the big pleasure of it at the moment is the people that I'm working with. We've got a great group of coaches. Everyone wants the best for the team. Great group of players. Everyone wants to do well, and it's the disappointing bit was probably with all this. We felt like we were really improving and had made a whole lot of progress in the last couple of months. And so,
you guys were playing really well
with this
during that little period before everything got cancelled.
Yeah, I think we felt like in the 6 weeks of the tournament, we got better every single week, which I think is one of the main things in sport, is just focusing on getting better every week. And we felt like we're on a very good trajectory. So it's disappointing, but hopefully we pick up where we left off whenever we can.
What was your experience like playing for the Wallabies in the World Cup last year?
It was an amazing experience. To play for the Wallabies is a dream come true, and then to play in a World Cup was another dream of mine, and so it was very special for me. I came home very disappointed from that. It wasn't the results that we wanted, and we felt like we let a lot of people down. But I suppose a couple weeks or a couple months on from that, I was really proud of how hard we all worked. And just being involved, it was a great experience. Well-run tournament. The Japanese were amazing supporters, and there's so many Aussies up there. There's just gold everywhere. So packed stadiums. It was just great to be a part of.
Yeah. I went to the last game against England in the quarterfinal, and then because my mum let me fly over there for a present for just
awesome.
Yeah, so it was a good experience to go over as well.
Yeah, exactly.
As a
just
supporter.
to be involved in.
Yeah,
pretty special.
Yeah. Who's the worst teammate to room with through your career, and why?
I haven't had too many bad ones. I've been asked this question a couple of times, and I always throw Reece Hodge under the bus. The first time we roomed together, he obviously had his routine living alone. He would to a stretch for half an hour, but he'd wait until about 11 o'clock at night before he decided it was time to have a stretch when I was keen to go to bed. He'd also scull about 2 litres of water during the stretch, and then he'd get up about 3 or 4 times a the night, go onto the toilet. So it was a little bit annoying to start with, but I suppose, like everything, when you're roommates, you get to know what the other person needs. So Hodgie adapt a little bit, and I adapt a little bit to help him out. And I suppose one thing I've learned from Hodgie is he's a true professional, and that's just his way of trying to be the best player that he can be. So I've got a lot of respect for him at the same time.
Yeah. What's the best word to describe you right now?
Building, I think. Like I said, I'm not sure how long this little break is going to be, but it's not often in a career you get a couple months to work on a few things. So spending a little bit of time, training probably the way that I'd like to train, focusing on a few areas that I'm keen to work on. And just building my body. Going to work on a few skills and hopefully come back out of this a better player because of it.
What have you been working on in general? Just
the last 2 weeks, been doing quite a lot of repeat speed and power, and then just starting to introduce a ball again. So just starting to do a little bit of kicking. And as the weeks go on, I'll probably start to do a little bit more mental stuff to try and get ready to hit the ground running when we do come together as a team, because I don't think there's going to be much time between us coming back together and playing games. So I think it's going to be the players that prepare the best, come back in the best shape, that are going to be able to hit the ground running.
Yeah. My friend Bobby Tuttle has told me your nickname is the Bull. Where do you get that from?
Has he been on one of these podcasts before?
Kind of. He's one of my friends from Brisbane, though.
Okay, cool. I'm not sure where it started. I think, I like to carry the ball. I like to run with the ball. So I think that's probably where it's come from. I like to get my hands on the ball and carry hard.
Yeah. What advice would you give a 12-year-old today?
I think the big thing is to just don't go through the motions. Try and get better every single day. Find a little thing a little lesson you can learn, or a little skill that you can improve at. And it's amazing what you can achieve if you get better every single day and you just keep stacking it on top of each other. 365 days in a row, 10 years straight. Pretty amazing how far you can go. So just keep getting better.
Thanks for joining me today, Dane.
Thanks, Max. Really enjoyed it.
Thank you. So, guys, that was Dane Haylett-Petty, current Wallabies fullback and Melbourne Rebels captain. Hope you guys enjoyed the podcast. I really hope you guys enjoyed. Also, remember to subscribe on YouTube at Mgtalkssport, and also follow me on Instagram, Mgtalkssports. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed.
At the tail of the maul, but some decent maul defence from the Springboks, bringing it to a standstill. Now they go wide through White and Foley, and Banks up from fullback, and Haylett-Petty made a step to the inside in a stretch. That's a brilliant score.
Look at this. It looked for all money like he was going to get there quite easy, but Elstead was coming across the pace of Makazole Mapimpi, almost there on hand to stop.